I'm Ed Bynum. I'm the Extension Entomologist at the Texas AgriLife Research and Extension Center in Amarillo, Texas. And I'm going to be explaining about the research that I was involved with Dr. Charlie Rush and Dr. Joe Gunther in looking at maybe different management practices that we can use to control the potato psyllid, and that would allow us to maybe to reduce the level of infection of zebra chip. And so ultimately what we want to do is try to reduce the number of applications that producers have to make to be able to get a good level of control and still have very limited amount of zebra chip or no zebra chip symptoms within their fields. So the project that we had this year was looking at different sampling methods to determine a way of making applications or an action threshold, when to be able to treat for the psyllids. One was based on what the producers do season long with the number of treatments that they use and the rotation of the chemicals during the season. The triggers that we looked at was trying to base treatments on when we had a number of psyllids that we caught on sticky traps, and that was based on an average of 3 or more psyllids on a weekly basis. If we ever got to that point, then we would treat. Another one was based on the number of psyllids that we could collect using a sweep net, and it was the number that we used was 6 psyllids, average of 6 psyllids per 10 sweeps, and that we would make a treatment if we ever reached that level. Another one was based on whether or not any of the adult psyllids that we captured, either on the sticky traps or in our sweep nets, whether they tested positive for carrying the zebra chip disease, the Liberibacterium. The other one was based on making treatments whenever we had 2 or more immature nips on leaf samples, and if we had that level, then we would make a treatment to determine whether or not we could control the psyllids. And the last one was just a season-long control using insecticides, a mixture of insecticides, to be able to know that we didn't ever have any psyllid pressure or immatures or the zebra chip to show up. So what we had seen this year, we had very low pressure of adult psyllids within our field, and that's probably related possibly to the high temperatures that we had during the growing season. And then also we never did have any detection of, when we were sampling for our leaves, we never found any eggs during the growing season at any high levels. Early in the season we did find some psyllid eggs that were laid on the leaves, but that was very early in the season. But later on during the time period when we got really had high temperatures, we did not have any of the psyllid eggs present on the leaves, and also we didn't have any immature nymphs really throughout the growing season. And so since we didn't have the pressure of the psyllid infestations, then we never did make really any treatments based on what our triggers would have been. So it was good for the producers, but not very good for research purposes. But it does tell us that under situations where you have very light pressure of potato psyllids, there may not be a need to make a season-long control that the producers are doing. So we're going to alter our test a little bit for next year and make some releases of potato psyllids from our laboratory colony so that we can probably be able to evaluate some of these treatments that we want to see whether or not we can use them for a trigger to make applications.